Hi, my name is Morgan I'm age 17. Well, I started playing football at the age of 6. I started at Ace, which is really like a homegrown team where it's like generated through the family. That's where I started really. Ace is really based in Enfield, Edmonton, Tottenham, and several other areas, but those three are the main. They're the main three. Key strength as a footballer, I would say technique, skill, processing and understanding, and power. So you would really start off with just playing games from the age of 6 to about 9, and when you get to the age of 12, you would start getting more into it. So technique-wise, focusing on first touch, passing, shooting, and then you build up to the age of 14, where you start taking a bit more serious when it comes to 11-a-side. So and you develop into a big player, genetically or however. And to the age of 16, you start pushing for a scholarship. Really, I started off at Arsenal at 14 to the age of 16. Basically, just that's where I think I really learned and progressed as a player. Because I'm playing with world-class players, international players. At 15, 16, they bought a striker. So obviously they gave me the option to either stay and play games and try and earn a scholarship, or just go and leave and find a new club. So I chose to go and find a new club, preferably smaller, which was Stevenage. I thought that would help me, because you could be a big fish in a small pond and develop. You have to adapt hugely on technically based and tactically based, which tactically wasn't really my strengths.
So when was your last international?
My last international was February in the under-17s CONCACAF World Championships. That was in Honduras. We played 2 friendlies against Panama, under-17 and under-20, and we played 5 World Cup qualifying matches. Experience was very good, because I've never done that before. I got called up for the under-20s. That is in December, I'm sure, and that will be again a qualifying tournament for the World Cup. In order to get to where I am now internationally, I had to learn from Arsenal to Stevenage that you don't always get everything, and you have to work for things. So whereas at Arsenal you would get everything, you'll be basically babied. I had to go to Stevenage and change and adapt. So I got jobs, which was washing up equipment and match day preparations. In which washing up was just everyday washing up, wherever there's balls, cones, bibs was equipment, and match day preparation was kit, making sure everything's ready for Saturday's game. And really, it's to be fair, it's a humbling experience. When I was younger, I didn't really have the physique and athleticism, in which therefore players were stronger than me. I relied largely on my technique and my skill, and obviously brains. But as I got older, I developed into a more powerful player, quick, in which that's able to complete me as a football player. So therefore, I don't need to rely on certain things anymore. I can bounce off other things when needed. If you're not powerful and athletic when you're young, that normally comes when you're 16, 15, 16. That's when it starts to come into you, and then you push on towards 18. Nowadays, everyone's physically there, athletically there, technically there. So it's tough. It's tough in the game of football now, because everyone wants to be at a top level. So they're doing everything they can. I would say psychology is probably the most important. I would say hugely, because you can be the world's best player and still perform poor if you go to a club like Stevenage. No disrespect to them, but let's say someone like Ronaldo went to someone like Stevenage, because of his psychological greatness, he'll be able to perform the same way if he wanted to. Whereas just a modern day footballer, young footballer from a top team goes down to like a League 2 club, they wouldn't really push on and try and progress. They'll try and laze around and not really push on really. Outside of Stevenage, I would say I attend the Michael Bruce Speed and Performance Centre. That is basically, that's for elite performance athletes
Okay.
who are at the top of their game,
Okay.
world class wise, international wise, for them to develop speed, power, athleticism, and anything to do with that sector.
Okay.
I was there. I started there from the age of 6.
Okay.
From the age of 6, so I've had a fair share of what's going on about, you know,
Yeah.
elite players performing at the highest level and coming back to regenerate on what they need basically for the forthcoming season. I've seen a few centres who have tried to copy or, you know, try and do what the Michael Bruce Centre has done. Personally, I don't think at the moment there isn't any contender really. But yeah, there's a few, but I don't really think the Michael Bruce Performance Centre has really any rivalry in that sense. I think personally for an elite athlete, in which psychologically and mentally they know anyway they need to come back and, you know, recover and recuperate on what they need. So I think it's very important. I think it's very important for them, because if they want to be better than the best, they need to do the work. In which, you know, that's players like, so for example, Cristiano Ronaldo, he trains every day, all day, every day. So therefore, that's why he's the best in the world. I would say all modern men nowadays, they want to play at the top level, but some don't really want to do the work. So therefore, I would say my aspirations are to play at the highest level. I would say to play for a team like Real Madrid, Barcelona, Bayern Munich, Borussia Dortmund. But I would say in order for me to get there, with a humbling opinion, I need to work. So therefore, every day I'm going to try my hardest to work and gain good habits and good technical ability, and just gain, you know, psychological and mental strength, and make sure I'm better than the best in order to get there. Personally, in my opinion, I would recommend all young players coming through now to attend the Michael Bruce Performance Centre. I would say purely because it's building players into the modern type player now, in which they can go into a club now feeling ready and go there willing to sign a contract.